Imagine a small boy finding a pregnant dog, half buried in mud, fighting for her life. What he did next will move you to tears. What happened after that will shock you. This is a story of courage, hope, and a bond so strong it changed everything. If this touches your heart, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and let us know where you're watching from in the comments below. Let's start in Pineville, a quiet little town surrounded by thick forests and rolling hills. It was the kind of place where everyone knew each other, where doors stayed unlocked, and the biggest excitement was the yearly harvest festival. For Hannah Marshall, Pineville was a safe place to start over. She was a single mom, raising her 5-year-old son, Noah, away from the noise and pain of the city. Hannah's life wasn't easy. She worked 2 jobs, one at the local diner, flipping pancakes and pouring coffee, and another at the convenience store, stocking shelves late into the night. Her hands were always busy, her mind always racing. She worried about paying bills, fixing the leaky roof, and most of all, about Noah. Noah was a special kid. He had eyes like polished stones, gray and deep, and a heart so big it seemed too much for his small body. But Noah carried a heavy silence. For 8 months, he hadn't spoken a word, not a whisper, not a sound. It started after a terrible night, one that broke their family apart. The doctors called a selective mutism caused by trauma. Hannah just called a heartbreak. She'd look at her son and wonder if she'd ever hear his voice again. One crisp October morning, Hannah was hanging laundry in their small backyard. Their rented house sat at the edge of town, where the streets ended and the wilderness began. A dark forest stretched out beyond their fence, mysterious and a little scary. Hannah glanced at Noah, who was playing with a pile of fallen leaves, stacking them like they meant something. "Stay where I can see you, sweetie," she called out. Noah didn't answer, he never did, but he nodded, his serious little face focused on his leaves. Hannah's neighbor, Mrs. Peterson, always said Noah was different. "That boy's got an old soul," she'd say. "He understands things we don't." And it was true. Noah had a gift with animals. Stray cats followed him home, purring at his heels. Birds would perch near him, unafraid. Once, Hannah caught him sitting still in the grass, a wild rabbit eating clover right from his hand, like he was part of the forest himself. 10 more minutes, then lunch, Hannah said, pinning up the last towel. The air felt sharp, and clouds were rolling in, promising rain. She didn't like the look of the sky. Storms were coming, and their roof wasn't ready. She turned to check on Noah, but he was gone. Her heart stopped. "Noah," she shouted, scanning the empty yard. "Noah." She dropped the laundry basket and ran to the fence. There, in the soft dirt, she saw it, a tiny footprint, leading straight into the forest. Then another and another. Panic clawed at her chest. Hannah had warned Noah never to go into the woods alone. There were dangers out there, deep ravines, an old quarry filled with water, maybe even bears. And worse, in her darkest fears, people who could hurt him, like the ones who'd torn her life apart before they came to Pineville. "Noah," she screamed, crashing through the trees. Branches scratched her face, roots tripped her, but she kept running. Rain started to fall, cold and stinging. The forest grew darker, shadows twisting around her. Her lungs burned. Her voice cracked from shouting. "Noah." She pictured him lost, hurt, unable to call for help. Tears ran down her face, mixing with the rain. "Please," she whispered, "I can't lose him too." She didn't know who she was begging, God, the universe, anyone who'd listen. Then she saw it, a flash of red through the trees. Noah's jacket. She stumbled toward it, her legs shaking. Noah was there, kneeling in the mud, his small hands digging frantically. "Noah, what are you?" she started to say, but the words died in her throat. In front of him, half buried in the mud, was a dog, a big German shepherd, its fur caked with dirt. At first, Hannah thought it was dead. Then she saw its chest move, just barely. It was alive. Noah's fingers were bleeding from digging, but he didn't stop. He looked up at his mom, his eyes wide and desperate, begging without words. "Help me save her," they said. Hannah dropped to her knees beside him, mud soaking her jeans. She looked closer and gasped. The dog's belly was round and swollen. "She's pregnant," Hannah whispered, her voice shaking. Who would do this? The dog's eyes opened, warm amber, clouded with pain, but calm, almost trusting. She didn't growl or try to bite, even though she must have been terrified. She just looked at Noah, like she knew he was her only chance. "We have to get her out," Hannah said, starting to dig. The rain was coming down harder now, turning the mud to sludge that slipped back into the hole. Lightning flashed above them, thunder rattling the forest. They were out in the open, in danger, but they couldn't stop. Hannah's hands hit something hard, a metal chain, wrapped tight around the dog's neck, tied to something deep in the ground. She dug deeper and found something worse. The dog's back legs were bound with rusty wire, cutting deep into her skin. This wasn't an accident. Someone had done this on purpose, left her to die with her puppies. "Who did this to you?" Hannah murmured, her heart breaking. The dog whimpered, a soft, weak sound, but it meant she was still fighting. Noah stroked the dog's head, his touch so gentle it hurt to watch. They freed her shoulders, then her chest, but her legs were still stuck. Hannah noticed the dog's belly twitching. "Oh no," she said, panic rising. "She's going into labor." They couldn't let her give birth here, in the freezing mud, with a storm raging. The dog was too weak, too hurt. Hannah ripped off her jacket, using it to scoop mud faster. Noah pointed to the wire, his face urgent. "I know," Hannah said. "We need to cut it." She remembered her keychain. It had a tiny multi-tool with wire cutters. Her fingers were numb from the cold, but she pulled it out. The cutters were small, not made for thick, rusty wire. She squeezed as hard as she could. The wire bent, but didn't break. "Come on," she muttered, trying again. The dog whimpered as the wire tugged her wounds. "I'm sorry," Hannah said, tears falling. Noah watched, his hand steady on the dog's head, like he was keeping her calm. Finally, with a snap, the first wire broke. Hannah moved to the next one, her hands bloody now. It was thicker, twisted tight. The cutters slipped, nearly falling into the mud. Noah caught them, quick as a flash, and handed them back. Their eyes met, and Hannah felt a surge of strength. "We can do this," she thought. The second wire snapped. The dog's legs were free, but the chain was still around her neck, locked to a metal stake in the ground. Hannah tried the cutters on the padlock, but it was no use. They were too small. "We'll have to pull it out," she said. Noah nodded, moving to help. Together, they grabbed the chain and pulled, their feet slipping in the mud. The stake didn't budge. Hannah wanted to scream. They were so close. The dog's belly twitched again, harder this time. She moaned, low and pained. They were running out of time. Noah let go of the chain and went back to the dog's head. He stroked her ears, then looked at Hannah and pointed to the chain, making a slipping motion. "You think we can get it over her head?" Hannah asked. Noah nodded. The dog was thin, starved, and the chain might just be loose enough. Carefully, Hannah worked the chain up past the dog's ears. It scraped her skin, making her whimper, but Hannah kept going. "I'm sorry, girl," she said. Almost there. With one last tug, the chain came free. She was out, but the dog couldn't move. Her legs were too hurt, too weak from the wire. Her breathing was fast, her contractions closer together. "We have to carry her," Hannah said. She took off her flannel shirt, leaving just a t-shirt in the pouring rain. She and Noah slid the shirt under the dog, making a sling. The dog was heavy, maybe 80 pounds, and pregnant. "This is going to hurt," Hannah said, "but we'll get you safe." The dog didn't struggle, just looked at Noah, trusting him. "On 3, Hannah said. 1, 2, 3. They lifted, Hannah taking most of the weight, her arms shaking. Noah helped as much as he could, his small hands gripping the shirt. They moved through the forest, step by painful step. The rain made the ground slick, and Hannah slipped twice, nearly dropping the dog. But they kept going, some instinct guiding them back toward home. The dog stayed still, her eyes half closed, but she was breathing. She was alive. After what felt like forever, Hannah saw their house through the trees. They'd come out a different way than they went in. Almost there, she gasped, her arms burning. Noah's face was pale, but he didn't let go. They stumbled across the yard, up the porch steps, and kicked open the door. Mud and water trailed behind them as they carried the dog inside. To the bathroom, Hannah said. We need to get her warm. They lowered her into the tub, gentle as they could. The dog lay there, exhausted, her sides heaving. In the light, Hannah saw how bad it was. Her fur was patchy, her ribs stuck out, and her legs were raw from the wire. But her eyes still had a spark, a will to live. You're safe now, Hannah told her, turning on warm water. Noah knelt beside the tub, his hand on the dog's head. Her tail thumped weakly, just once, and Hannah's eyes filled with tears. As they rinsed the mud away, Hannah noticed something, a metal tag on the dog's collar, hidden under dirt. She cleaned it and read the word, Luna. Luna, she said softly. Is that your name, girl? The dog's ears twitched, and her tail thumped again. Noah smiled, his first real smile in months. He pointed to the sky, then made a circle with his finger. The moon, Hannah said, understanding. That's a beautiful name. Luna stiffened suddenly, whining. Her belly contracted hard. The puppies are coming, Hannah said, panic rising. She'd helped with kittens once, but never puppies, and not like this. We need a vet. Pineville had one clinic, but it was across town, and the storm was too bad to drive. Noah pointed to the phone on the wall. You're right, Hannah said. She dialed the vet's number, praying someone would answer. After 4 rings, a gruff voice picked up. Pineville Vet. Dr. Martinez, Hannah said, relief flooding her. It's Hannah Marshall. We found a pregnant German shepherd in the forest, buried in mud. She's hurt, tied up with wire, and she's in labor now. How far along? The vet asked. I don't know, Hannah said, but the contractions are close, maybe every few minutes. Can you bring her in? Hannah looked outside at the storm, thought of her low gas tank, and said, not safely. Please, can you come to us? Give me your address, Dr. Martinez said. I'm on my way. Hannah gave it, her voice breaking. Thank you, she said. Keep her warm, the vet said. I'll be there soon. Hannah hung up and knelt by Luna. Help's coming, she said. Just hold on. Noah kept stroking Luna's head, his hand steady. The dog leaned into his touch like he was her anchor. Luna's contractions got stronger, her whines louder. Hannah tried to stay calm, talking to her softly. You're doing great, Luna. Just breathe. An hour passed, and Hannah worried the vet wouldn't make it in time. Luna was so weak, she might not survive this. Then a knock came at the door. Hannah jumped up, leaving Noah with Luna. It's the vet, she said, rushing to open it. Dr. Martinez stood there, soaked from rain, carrying a big medical bag. Thank you for coming, Hannah said, letting him in. How long since you found her? He asked, heading straight for the bathroom. About 2 hours, Hannah said. She was chained, buried, left to die. The vet's face darkened when he saw Luna. Noah looked up at him, his eyes asking one thing. Can you save her? Dr. Martinez knelt by the tub. Hello, young man, he said to Noah. You've done a good job with her. He turned to Luna, checking her eyes, her gums, her heartbeat. The wire did damage, he said. She's malnourished, dehydrated, and there's infection in her legs. Hannah's heart sank. But you can help her, right? She asked. The vet didn't answer right away. He kept working, his hands quick and sure. I'll try, he said finally. She's very sick, and the puppies are at risk. Noah's face crumpled, but he stayed silent, his hand tight on Luna's fur. She's a fighter, Hannah said, her voice fierce. The vet nodded and opened his bag. We need fluids and antibiotics, he said, giving Luna shots. She barely flinched, too tired to care. Hannah watched, holding her breath. Is she going to make it? She asked quietly. The next few hours will tell, Dr. Martinez said. Birth is hard, even for healthy dogs. Noah didn't move, his fingers gentle on Luna's head. Her eyes opened sometimes, looking at him, like she was drawing strength from this quiet boy. The vet set up a clean area in the living room, saying the tub wasn't good for delivery. They moved Luna carefully, using Hannah's shirt again. She whimpered, but didn't fight. They laid her on blankets, the storm still raging outside. The first puppy's coming, Dr. Martinez said, watching Luna closely. She pushed, her body shaking with effort. Minutes dragged on, filled with Luna's heavy breathing and the rain's roar. Something's wrong, the vet said suddenly. She's too weak to push right. Hannah's stomach dropped. What can we do? She asked. I'll help, he said, pulling on gloves. This puppy needs to come now, or we'll lose them. It was tense, frightening. The vet worked fast, guiding the puppy out. It's a girl, he said, clearing her face and rubbing her tiny chest. For a moment, she didn't move. Then she gasped, squeaking softly. Noah smiled, his whole face lighting up. It was the happiest Hannah had seen him since before everything fell apart. The vet handed the puppy to Hannah. Keep her warm, he said. There's more to come. Luna delivered 5 more puppies over the next 2 hours. Each one was a struggle, but she fought to bring them into the world. The 5th puppy came out still, not breathing. No, Hannah whispered, watching the vet try to save it. He rubbed its chest, cleared its mouth, even breathed tiny puffs into it. Nothing, he said, his voice heavy. I'm sorry. But Noah wouldn't give up. He took the puppy from the vet, cradling it close. Hannah started to stop him, not wanting him to feel this loss, but his face stopped her. He bent down, his lips near the puppy's ear, and whispered, live. His voice was rusty, barely there, but it was real. Hannah froze. Dr. Martinez stared. The puppy twitched, then gasped, squirming in Noah's hands. My God, the vet said. You saved it. Hannah couldn't breathe. Her son had spoken. 2 words, the first in 8 months. The 6th puppy came soon after, small but strong. All 6 were alive, nestled against Luna, who licked them gently. 6 healthy puppies, Dr. Martinez said, shaking his head. It's a miracle. Hannah looked at Noah, her heart full and breaking at once. Thank you for saving them, she told the vet. He smiled. Thank your son, he said. I've never seen anything like that. The vet gave instructions for Luna's care, medicine, bandages, rest. He'd come back tomorrow. As he left, he paused. What was done to her? It's a crime, he said. We should call the police. Hannah looked at Noah, now calm beside Luna. Tomorrow, she said. Tonight, I just want them safe. The vet nodded and left. Hannah sat with Noah, watching Luna and her puppies. Noah, she said softly, you spoke. He looked up, his eyes bright. To save her, he whispered. Hannah pulled him close, tears falling. Her boy was coming back to her. That night, they stayed up, taking turns watching Luna. Noah wouldn't leave her side, like he was afraid she'd vanish. By morning, the storm was gone, leaving a cold, clear day. Hannah made breakfast, toast and eggs, and they ate on the floor near Luna. You know we can't keep all the puppies, Hannah said gently. When they're old enough, we'll find them homes. Noah looked at her, then at Luna. She can stay, right? His eyes asked. Yes, Hannah said, smiling. Luna's ours, if she wants to be. Luna licked Noah's hand, her tail thumping. Hannah called the police that morning. Officer Reyes, who knew Hannah from the diner, came over. I've never seen anything like this, she said, looking at Luna's wounds. Who'd do this? Hannah shook her head. We found her chained, buried. Someone wanted her gone. Reyes frowned. I'll file a cruelty report. Can you show me where? Not today, Hannah said, glancing at Noah. It's just us, but my neighbor might watch him tomorrow. Reyes nodded. The sooner we check, the better. After Reyes left, Hannah checked Luna again. She was awake, her eyes stronger, watching her puppies. Your family now, Hannah told her, stroking her head. Noah rearranged the puppy's blankets, but his face flickered with worry. What's wrong, sweetie? Hannah asked. He pointed to Luna, then the door, like someone might take her. No one's taking her, Hannah said. She's ours. But deep down she wondered. Luna's tag meant she belonged to someone. What if they came looking? Dr. Martinez came back that afternoon. Luna's doing better, he said, changing her bandages. She's a great mom. Noah beamed, following the vet like a shadow. Your son's good with animals, Dr. Martinez said. Ever think about being a vet, kid? Noah smiled shyly. Hannah hesitated, then told the vet about Noah's silence, about the accident that took his dad, about how Noah saw it all and stopped talking. Until yesterday, she said, when he spoke to save the puppy. The vet looked at Noah, now eye to eye with Luna. There's a bond there, he said. Animals can heal us in ways doctors can't. That evening, as Noah slept beside Luna, the phone rang. Hannah answered quietly. "Hannah Marshall?" A man asked, his voice deep, cold. "Yes," she said. "I'm Sergeant James Keller, State Police K-9 Unit. You found a German Shepherd. Her name's Rhea, and she's ours." Hannah's heart raced. "That can't be," she said. "Her tag says Luna, and she was tortured, left to die. No police would do that." Keller paused. "I can't discuss details," he said. "I'm coming tomorrow to take her and her puppies." "No," Hannah said, surprising herself. "My son saved her. She's ours." Keller's voice turned hard. "That dog's state property. Keeping her is a felony. I'll be there at 9 with papers. Be ready." He hung up. Hannah stood frozen. How did he know about Luna? Reyes had only just taken her report. Something was wrong. She called Dr. Martinez, even though it was late. "A man says Luna's a police dog," she told him. "He's coming to take her." "That doesn't add up," the vet said. "Why abandon a K-9 like that?" "I'll be there tomorrow. No one's taking her until we know more." Hannah felt a little better, but not much. She grabbed her laptop and searched for Keller. Nothing clear came up. No K-9 unit records, just a vague mention of a James Keller in a 3-year-old article about Cerberus Security, a company tied to military dog training. The article mentioned something called Project Moonlight, about dogs with special senses. Hannah's skin prickled. Luna means moon, she thought. She kept digging, finding bits about Cerberus and their secret projects. Were they why Luna was left to die? She texted Officer Reyes, asking her to come before Keller. She also asked Mrs. Peterson to watch Noah if needed. Then she sat by Luna, promising, "I won't let them take you." The next morning, Hannah woke early on the couch, Noah curled against her. It was 6:15, less than 3 hours until Keller. She checked Luna, who was nursing her puppies, her eyes alert. "No one's taking you," Hannah said again. Reyes texted, "On duty at 8, I'll be there." Mrs. Peterson said she'd help too. Hannah felt stronger, but still scared. At 8:15, Reyes arrived, her cruiser parked out front. "I checked on Keller," she said. "He's state police, but not K-9. He's in another unit." Hannah frowned. "So he lied?" "Maybe," Reyes said. "We'll find out." They went inside, where Noah sat by Luna, guarding her. Reyes looked at the dog. "She's better," she said, "but she shouldn't be moved." "Dr. Martinez will back that up," Hannah said. "He's coming soon." A knock came at 8:45. Hannah opened the door to a tall man in a crisp uniform. "Ms. Marshall," he said, not asking. "Sergeant James Keller, State Police." He flashed a badge too fast to read. "You're early," Hannah said, not moving. "I like to be," he said coldly. "May I come in?" "I have papers." Hannah stepped aside. "Officer Reyes is here," she said, watching him. Keller's face didn't change. He followed her inside. Reyes stood, her hand near her belt. "Sergeant," she said, "I didn't know state police were involved." "It's not a case," Keller said. "Just retrieving property." He looked at Luna, and his eyes flickered, recognition, maybe something else. "You have papers?" Hannah asked, stepping in front of Luna. Keller pulled out a folder. "The dog K-9, R47, Rhea, was in a training program," he said. "She didn't work out and was misplaced." "Misplaced?" Hannah said, angry. "She was chained and buried." Keller didn't blink. "That's under investigation," he said. "I can't say more." Dr. Martinez arrived then, and tension filled the room. Noah stayed by Luna, his hand on her head. Keller nodded at the vet. "Is she fit to transport?" he asked. "No," Dr. Martinez said. "She's got infections, malnutrition, and newborn puppies. Moving her could kill her." Keller frowned. "I have transport and vet care," he said. "As her doctor, I say no," the vet said firmly. "She needs a week." Reyes asked for the papers. She read them, her face tight. "These don't say what unit she's from," she said. "No record of any misplacement." "Classified," Keller said. "Convenient," Hannah muttered. Keller glared. "This is about security," he said. "She comes with me." Noah stood suddenly, pointing at Luna's wounds, then at Keller, his eyes fierce. You hurt her, his gesture said. Keller faltered. The boy doesn't understand, he started, but Hannah cut him off. He understands fine, she said. Someone tortured her, and you want her back. Why? Keller's voice hardened. My orders are clear. She leaves today. Are you threatening us? Reyes asked, her hand on her gun. Then Luna growled, low and deep, her eyes locked on Keller. She knows you, Hannah said, realizing. She's scared of you. Keller's hand twitched toward his side. Don't, Reyes warned, ready to draw. Let's step back, she said. The vet says she can't move. We'll talk when she's healthy. Keller stood still, then nodded tightly. 1 week, he said. But I'll report this, and don't try hiding her. That's theft. He left, his steps heavy. Luna stopped growling, but stayed alert. That man's hiding something, Dr. Martinez said. Reyes agreed. Those papers weren't right. I'll dig deeper, she said. Hannah thanked them, her mind racing. A week wasn't long. That night, Hannah searched online again. She found more about Cerberus, a company training dogs for secret military projects. Project Moonlight kept coming up, tied to dogs with strange abilities. She called Reyes, who had news. Keller's on leave, she said. No record of a K9, R47. He's lying. Hannah told her about Cerberus and Moonlight. Be careful, Reyes said. If this is military, they don't play fair. The next day, Dr. Martinez brought a woman, Dr. Samantha Chun, from an animal rights group. She checked Luna and found a scar behind her ear. It's a chip, she said, not a normal one. It tracks her vitals, maybe her thoughts. Hannah felt sick. They were in her brain? Chun nodded. It fits Project Moonlight. They wanted dogs to send data to humans, sights, sounds, feelings. Luna was their best, but her pregnancy messed it up, so they got rid of her. Noah listened, then pointed to Luna and his head, like waves moving between them. You feel what she feels? Chun asked. Noah nodded. That's why they want her back, Chun said. Noah's special. He connects with her naturally. They want to study him. Hannah's blood ran cold. Then we stopped them, she said. Chen's group was building a case against Cerberus, using leaked files. Reyes got federal agents involved. Luna got stronger, her puppies growing fast. But Hannah knew they weren't safe. One night, Noah woke her, pointing outside. They're coming, he whispered. Luna growled, sensing danger. Headlights flashed, a car coming fast. Hannah called Reyes, locking the doors. It's Keller, she said as he knocked. Open up, he called, his voice icy. We can do this easy or hard. You're not taking her, Hannah yelled. The police are coming. Keller laughed. You think they'll stop us? That dog's worth millions. And your boy, he's priceless. Noah gasped, his eyes wide. Luna's showing me a man with a gun, he whispered. Hannah gripped a poker, her heart pounding. Sirens screamed nearby, and Keller's car sped off, his backup running. Reyes arrived with agents, and Keller surrendered. They found papers in his car, proof he worked for Cerberus, plans to take Luna and study Noah. Cerberus fell apart after that. Chen's group exposed them, and Luna's story went viral. People called her the dog who fought back, her scarred face on every news site. The company lost everything, their leaders arrested. Hannah and Noah left Pineville, buying a new house with donations from strangers who loved their story. It had a big yard perfect for Luna and one puppy, the 7th, with a star on his chest, named Star. Noah started talking more, his voice soft but growing. He'd whisper to Luna and Star, laughing as they played. The strange link with Luna faded as he grew, but their love stayed strong. One night, Hannah watched them chase fireflies, Star tumbling after them. They'd faced cruelty and fear, but they'd won. Luna wasn't just a dog. She was hope, proof that even in the darkest moments, light could shine through. So what do you think? Was Luna just a dog or something more? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.